It has been well known that Meghan Markle was copying Flamingo Estate in great part for her own brand as ever.
Oh, look at that. Oh, it says open with care. Look at the packaging.
Oh my God, you gotta unbox it.
Open with care. Look at her calligraphy. It's so special.
Drew's doing an unboxing. What is that, Drew? Oh,
That's Archie's calligraphy.
It's in her calligraphy.
Oh, was she wearing a sock on her hand when she did that?
That's right.
What is it?
I can't believe you remember that.
Meghan Markle's products from her brand as ever.
Meghan Markle's As Ever product launch has just got mocked and roasted by the UK government. Now, why am I saying that? Well, let's get to what the Daily Mail is reporting right here. Meghan Markle was mercilessly mocked on Have I Got News for You, as stars take aim at her As Ever brand and Netflix show before ridiculing Prince Harry over the Santa Bali scandal. And so Megsy has been ridiculed by the BBC.
All right, let's open it. Okay. So what it looks like. No, you guys, there's no wick. Wait, producer Kylie, there's no wick, right? Am I crazy? Where's the thing that I light? This has to be a joke. No, I'm not even kidding. I'm not kidding. You guys, this isn't a stunt. There's literally nothing to light in here.
It seems very much like a one-sided pursuit. Similar to a lot of other things we've seen with Meghan Markle, but especially like the Balenciaga show. It was a one-sided degree of interest here. But she was, according to some sources close to the situation, she was aggressively, persistently pushing to become an active partner.
She's hawking her marmalade, and her friend Oprah just put it on her most favorite things, Maureen. Oprah loves the marmalade so much. It's a favorite of hers that came across totally organically.
We're also sick of your desperate bids to make money, including this latest email pleading for everyone to continue to buy Was Never products thanks to a 20% discount. This is not a life of service, Meghan. This is not changing the world. You're never gonna fly in this industry, so maybe it is about time that you wake up.
A few things sold out. The honey, the apricot spread were sold out, but the cookie and crepe mix and the dead flowers and the teas were still in stock a few hours later. Now, there might have been like a lag, I suppose. I was just like refreshing the page every now and then to check, but it took a few hours, several hours, much longer for things to sell.
Some of the packaging I feel like is profoundly cheap. There's one in particular thing that I'm like, wow, she really missed out on not doing this, because even the cheap stuff I have downstairs also has this branding trait, but Meghan went the cheap.
Meghan Markle honestly thought this Christmas special would rewrite her story. For months, she and her team whispered that this was her grand comeback, the one that would melt hearts and remind the world why she once sparkled like Hollywood royalty. In her head, it was perfect. Warm lighting, soft laughter, cozy sweaters, that flawless image of herself as elegant yet down to earth. But when it finally premiered, reality hit her like a snowstorm. What was supposed to feel like a season-long celebration, something that could glow from Thanksgiving straight through Christmas, landed with a thud. Instead of applause came confusion. Instead of sympathy, disbelief. And instead of the triumphant return she'd imagined, people said it looked like a woman pretending to live a life that wasn't hers. Even Netflix executives who thought a holiday theme was a safe, glittery bet were stunned by how fast everything collapsed. The numbers weren't just low, the audience vanished halfway through. Within hours, Meghan's carefully built image slipped right through her fingers. Those heartwarming scenes, they felt icy. Moments meant to show family togetherness looked empty, staged, and painfully forced.
Flamingo Estate have gone on and collaborated with two people, and these collaborations are a massive slap in the face.
Viewers kept asking the same cutting question: who is she trying to fool? This wasn't the Meghan Markle Netflix paid for, and judging by her frantic reaction behind the scenes, it wasn't what she expected either. The special opened with her strolling through a Christmas tree lot bundled up, giggling, twirling as if she were trapped inside a Hallmark movie. But instead of cozy, it felt eerie. The lot was empty, completely. No families choosing trees, no kids running around, not even Harry beside her. Just Meghan, spinning alone, while the crew scrambled to catch the perfect shot. It didn't look joyful, it looked performed, and it only unraveled from there. Inside the house, the women presented as her closest friends became a major point of gossip. Viewers recognized them immediately. They weren't childhood pals or old neighbors dropping by for cookies. They were employees. One was her stylist, another handled her content, another worked for the household. All of them dressed in matching pajamas, laughing at every single thing Meghan said like it was written in the script. It didn't feel like a cozy girls' night. It felt like a glossy commercial.
The Meg's products are cheap. In terms of the product, it's cheap, and then it's upcharged a lot. They are poor quality, and they feel like knockoff.
Then came Harry. Oh, Harry. The inserted older clips showed him not as a cheerful husband, but as a man who looked drained, detached, and maybe even forced to be there. His eyes said everything. Exhaustion, hesitation, zero spark. Netflix couldn't pretend they didn't notice. Nothing about it felt real. If there was one thing Meghan wanted to sell, it was family, her family traditions, her children's laughter, the magic of their home. But when audiences leaned closer, something huge was missing. Everything was missing. No sound of children giggling, no small hands frosting cookies, no chaos that every real parent knows too well. For someone who keeps saying her kids are her whole world, their complete absence didn't feel protective, it felt strategic.
So her delusion has been seriously profound, thinking that As Ever could be just like Flamingo Estate.
And her real relatives? Nowhere. No mom, no cousins, no aunts, not even a voice note from Harry's side. How do you make a show about family traditions when both families are missing? The silence screamed louder than any of her scripted lines. Viewers saw a woman surrounded by hired smiles because the real faces either weren't invited or didn't want to come. Even Netflix executives knew audiences would notice, but they never expected the backlash to hit like this. And then came that infamous advent calendar scene. It changed everything. Instead of the usual chocolates or silly riddles, Meghan opened each little door with the solemnity of a sermon revealing handwritten affirmations like, "You are brave. Sweet idea? Maybe." But the delivery? Painfully self-important.
We are not seeing people talk about Meghan's products. The buzz is dead. Nobody cares.
Kids want treats and laughter, not a TED Talk from mom. What should have been cute became awkward. The internet pounced. Clips went viral. Viewers said it felt like a lecture disguised as holiday cheer. Even Netflix staff reportedly cringed behind closed doors. Influencers joked, "She's turning Christmas into therapy." When she proudly held up one of her crafts, someone pointed out she seemed to be copying another influencer's design, right down to the decor from Target that she tried to pass off as high-end. The vibe shifted fast, from admiration to irritation. People didn't see warmth. They saw someone desperately trying to manufacture depth. The special, meant to be magical, ended up reminding everyone why Meghan's popularity has been slipping for years. Just when you thought it couldn't get worse, she appeared in that sleeveless green dress. Elegant? Sure. But also identical to one worn by Emma Thin, the Marchioness of Bath, months earlier. Same cut, same shade, same silhouette. Viewers gasped. It didn't feel like homage. It felt like imitation. Copying a woman younger, classier, and naturally stylish only magnified the contrast. As one viral reviewer groaned, "It's horrible, we're back in fake rented space mode." Why isn't she filming at home if she wants us to believe her? The dress exposed something deeper than fashion, her obsession with appearing elite, even when it means borrowing someone else's look. And the setting made it worse, a cozy pajama gathering, everyone relaxed, except Meghan, overdressed, glass of champagne in hand, posing like she's at a gala. The mismatch was brutal. She looked isolated inside her own performance. Netflix execs later admitted this was the moment they knew. It's not working. They weren't filming authenticity, they were filming insecurity. Harry's brief appearances didn't help either. Instead of a loving husband, he looked like a man fulfilling a contract. His eyes avoided hers. His smiles were tight. His whole posture screamed, "I don't want to be here." Even gossip hosts whispered that Meghan was treating him like a child, reminding him what to eat, when to wipe his hands, even how much spice he could handle. It wasn't cute. It was uncomfortable. His thinning hair, once the subject of his own jokes about William, became a cruel, full-circle moment. Under the bright studio lights, every patch showed. But what caught people most wasn't his hair. It was how defeated he looked. Rumors of tension in their marriage exploded again. Viewers said they could feel the distance through the screen. Netflix staff could too. Behind that sparkling kitchen counter, the happy couple vibe had evaporated. And while Meghan was busy pretending everything was perfect on camera, real life was anything but. Her father, Thomas Markle, had just been rushed into intensive care. A serious operation. Doctors fighting to stabilize him right before Christmas. And Meghan? Nowhere to be seen. Not at the hospital. Not even a phone call. That contrast, a daughter baking cookies for the camera while her real father lay in a hospital bed, shattered whatever illusion was left. People said she's playing family on TV while ignoring the man who gave her one. It was brutal. And it stuck. The timing couldn't have been worse. Instead of looking nurturing and warm, she appeared detached, almost cold. Whispers spread. Is she just waiting for him to pass so she can rewrite the story her way? Netflix hadn't planned for any of this drama. But by then, the public had connected the dots. The special stopped being entertainment and started looking like a desperate distraction. She'd hoped it would quietly boost her new lifestyle brand. That soft launch cross-promotion slipped into the background. But instead, it highlighted every crack in her empire. As ever, her brand wasn't thriving, it was collapsing. Customers were returning items, complaining they looked nothing like the photos, that the scents were strange, the packaging cheap. Influencers refused to feature it. Retailers backed out, calling it too risky. And when that Christmas special aired, it felt like watching her brand crumble in real time. In the final minutes, Netflix allegedly panicked. They'd sat through nearly an hour of Meghan decorating alone, and it dawned on them, this show is tanking. So they insisted, get Harry on camera, fast. They needed something, anything to create buzz. He appeared awkwardly, like a last-minute prop. Viewers said it was like watching someone dragged into frame to salvage a disaster. And honestly, they weren't wrong. The deeper issue was clear. Everything Meghan touched had the same flaw. Perfect presentation, no substance. The kitchen was immaculate, the decor expensive, the candles perfectly placed, but it all felt hollow. Critics compared the special to her product line, beautifully wrapped, but empty inside. Industry insiders whispered, as ever, is one of the fastest celebrity brand collapses we've seen. And that cut deep, because Meghan believed her name alone could sell anything. But now, her name was starting to cost brands money. Inside Netflix, the mood turned icy. They had invested heavily in her, banking on royal glamour to pull numbers. But when the viewership reports landed, executives went pale. Retention had dropped off a cliff. Engagement flatlined. Audience sentiment? Abysmal. One insider said, if this is her idea of being relatable, we're in trouble. Whispers spread that Netflix was quietly putting her future projects on pause. No public statement, just distance, the Hollywood way of saying, we're done here. When Meghan found out, she reportedly panicked. This was supposed to be her resurrection, her proof she could stand on her own. Instead, it became evidence that the world had simply moved on. Even royal commentators couldn't resist the punchline. Netflix just got the biggest turkey in its history. By the end, the Christmas special had turned into the ultimate mirror, showing Meghan every truth she'd tried to hide. The warmth? Gone. The family image? Fabricated. The brand? Crumbling. The marriage? Strained. Hollywood saw it too. For years, she believed she could reinvent herself endlessly. Actress, duchess, activist, entrepreneur. But this special revealed the pattern. She wasn't reinventing, she was running. Running from critics, from accountability, from the image cracking in real time. And the cruel twist? Netflix didn't destroy her reputation with a scandal or documentary. They did it with her own footage, her own words, her own choices, her own contradictions. That's what makes it sting the most. When the camera stopped rolling, when the lights dimmed and the PR spin couldn't hide the truth anymore, the world finally saw her as she really was. And they didn't like what they saw. For the first time, Meghan wasn't in control of the story. And that more than the critics, more than the ratings, more than the contract slipping away is what truly terrified her. And that's the tragic irony, isn't it? Meghan had everything, the money, the fame, the platform, and yet she couldn't hold on to the one thing she needed most: trust. The special, which she imagined would be a dazzling redemption arc, turned into a crystal clear reflection of her disconnect from reality. She wanted to show warmth, but it looked like control. She wanted family, but it looked like isolation. Even her smiles felt rehearsed. Behind the scenes, reports say she broke down when the executives called the numbers unrecoverable. She couldn't understand how the world that once adored her had turned indifferent. And as Christmas lights faded and Netflix quietly pulled her future projects from the docket, Meghan was left facing something she never thought she'd meet again: silence. No press frenzy, no royal drama to distract, just the hollow echo of what used to be her charm. For the first time in years, she wasn't trending for glamour, but for failure. Hollywood's doors that once opened easily now stayed politely closed. She built her entire story on appearances, and now those appearances had betrayed her. The show didn't end her career, it revealed it had already ended.